Good morning. Welcome to Time in His Word. I'm going to start out this morning with a passage, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about it. Luke, the 10th chapter, verse 38. Now as they were traveling along, he entered a village, and a woman named Martha welcomed him into her home. She had a sister called Mary, who was seated at the Lord's feet listening to his word. But Martha was distracted with all the preparations. And she came up to him and said, Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to do all the serving alone? Then tell her to help me. But the Lord answered and said to her, Martha, Martha, you are worried and bothered about so many things. But the only one thing is necessary, for Mary has chosen the good part, which shall not be taken from her. Underneath that passage, I wrote, what has your focus? And in this passage, we see there's two sisters. One's all busy about making sure dinner's just right, the house is just right, everything is just right for the masters at her house. But her sister's more focused on the message. And the same can be said in our daily lives and our lives, in general. What have we focused our attention on? Are we like Mary and sitting at God's feet and studying and trying to absorb everything we can about the Savior? Or are we like Martha and we're making sure all the fixings around everything are just perfect? Nobody's going to remember the table settings, but they're going to remember the message that was given that day at the event you were at. That's what we need to focus at. If you're having a meal or something, you want it to look nice, but we need to be focused more on the message than the other little things in life. And I know that gets distracting and hard to do, especially for me, with the way I work and how hard it is to get to church. I thought I was going to make church yesterday, but along the route I was at, there wasn't one that I could get a truck into, so I didn't make church. I would have made 4 Sundays in a row. I was pretty excited. Initially, I thought there was one, but I was on a different route that would have put me way out of route, and I couldn't have made it work out. But so I spend my time as best I can studying on my own. But it's not the same as being in a church setting with others where you can hear other input or other ideas about a passage or a lesson that was taught or a message that was given. But I still try as best I can, focused on Jesus and the message in His Word. I try not to let the little stuff get in the way of being able to do that. And so my question to you this morning is, which one are you like? Are you like Martha, and you're making sure all the little details are just in order but you forget why you're there? Or are you like Mary and you're not really worried about the details, but you're more worried and more focused on the message and what it's going to do for you? And it's kind of a hard line to separate. We all have to prepare to hear the message, but at the same time, we should spend more time focused on the message we hear. So as you go through the day, just think about that. Where does your focus lie?